The meme coin market and also gold have something in common now. We're going to break it all down for you guys today. It's going to be a fun one. You don't want to miss it. My name is Paul Barrow. Welcome back in Attack Path. Let's get started. I do want to thank our sponsor, and that is Tangem, a great place to set up your own self-custody. And if you haven't started self-custody and you're this far into a bull run, what are you doing? Get over to tangem.com and begin your self-custody wallet experience. It's very easy. All you have to do is hit that little Get Tangem button. It's going to get you into a 3-card set. You can still get the discount. So go ahead and use our code. Get one of the 3-card sets, so you always have one of those, or you can pick up the ring, which is a pretty cool ring in itself. But all of that is going to start you on getting your tokens off centralized exchanges and into your own hands. So check it out, just tangem.com. All right, guys, I want to go into a phenomenon that has been happening for really about the last 6 to 8 months. And we've seen meme coins before in the previous cycles. Coins like Doge and, of course, Pepe were some of the more consistent projects that were out there. But this cycle has been a complete new phenomenon that has happened. And if you look at the 2024 meme total growth market, I mean, we're talking about an explosion, as you can see, just in the number. This is in billions right there, 120 billion overall in December, all the way from January, coming in at around 20 billion. So point being is that the market is straight up. And a lot of this is done through culture, but it starts to bring in a lot of new ideas and how maybe projects are going to get launched in the future. I want to do a quick video for you guys that is more of a recap on a project that was named UFD. Take a look.
I watched the unicorn and poof, there goes. That's Jerome Powell in blue. That's what Jerome Powell is doing. Because we know in the long run, it's a bunch of bunk, right? The whole Fed unicorn fart dust. Did I tell you I started a meme coin called Unicorn Fart Dust? This guy is now worth $6,000. I am absolutely in shock with what is going on right now. Obviously, we have something very big going on. Press refresh, we'll get an updated level. $24 million. Oh, I mean, I'm an older guy, right? I'm 54 years old. I've been working down here in Ron's basement for 3 years, 7 days a week. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm going to update this. Wow. An $81 million market cap, guys. Wow. I don't know what else to say. Okay. I'm a gold and silver guy. That's what this channel was built on. And I think I've been proven wrong. Definitely. I don't check that often because I have high blood pressure. And so I'm going to update this. Here we are. $136 million. Like I said, I didn't sleep much last night. First night, I didn't know what I was doing, right? This was all just an utter shock. I sold half. I started out with 1.2%, just a little over 1% of the coins. But this guy emails me last night. He's like, you should tell everybody that you're not going to sell till you get to $1 billion market cap. You're not going to sell. And I'm like, $1 billion market cap? Crazy talk. But then I thought about it. Like I said, like 5 days ago, this was nothing. Who's to say?
And you guys maybe have seen it out there. If you're following our channel, you're following a lot of the meme shop projects, and UFD was one that, of course, did explode in a very, no pun intended, in a very unique way. And of course, has really started to kind of break the meme world. So we wanted to bring Ron in and kind of dive in a little deeper. So let's welcome in Ron Branstetter. Great to have you on the show, man.
Hey, Paul, thank you. Thank you for having me and my entire Duster community with you today.
I like it.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, Ron, I've looked at your YouTube channel, and first of all, I think you're a gold and silver guy. You've been around the markets. You understand economics. You understand the whole concept of what's going on with the Fed, how it affects markets in general. And then you go out and do this test with a meme token, and you get surprised, which I think a lot of people probably will not realize just how much in terms of a surprise you had. First of all, I know that it was a bit of a crazy ride for you, but was there anything that happened in the first couple of days that really started to shift your thinking about how this culture is working within crypto and blockchain?
Yeah, it was the people. It's been shocking from the very get-go, like from the first day when I realized the quality of the people that kind of rallied around this and made it
Hmm.
happen. So it blew me away. It made it so that I didn't want to sell the remaining 0.65% of the coins that I owned. I mean, the people made this happen. I just kind of created it. It was an experiment. It was something I was interested in. Obviously, from following economics, I knew what was going on with crypto and meme coins even. Like I just did this little creation experiment and I said, it's unicorn fart dust, right? It's crypto, it's nothing. And yeah, and then this group of people formed around it. And it wasn't just that it was a group of people, it was that like almost immediately I recognized that it was like a really nice, good, awesome group of people. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that shocked me, definitely.
Well, I think the thing that a lot of people don't understand is what makes the meme token sector so popular is just like that. What you were talking about is the communities that are built around them, and in many
Hmm.
cases, it launches many other components. We'll talk about that in a minute because we've seen a lot of meme projects that have graduated from what was a basic non-utility meme token to where they've started to elevate into a lot of other areas. We'll talk about
Right.
AI, gaming, all that kind of things, as well as brand IP. I was looking at the market cap right here on CoinGecko. This meme token at one point on December 21st hit a $209 million market cap, dropped down,
Yeah.
came back up, retested at about 193 on Christmas. And then, of
Yeah.
course, we've seen it come down and kind of stabilize around 70 to 80 million in terms of market cap. So, first of all, how many or how many token holders do you have right now?
I think it's like 34,000.
Okay.
Remember, I'm only 14, 15 days into this. So, but I'm real confident that it's over 30,000 and I believe closer to 34,000, what we like to call dusters, right? People that are
Yeah.
unicorn fart dusters like our community. So yes.
Okay, so you've already started to do some things that kind of connect the community with what you're trying to achieve there.
Yeah.
When you look at what you've seen so far in crypto versus what you've seen over many years in
Hmm.
silver and gold, is there
Yeah.
any comparison to the kind of investors, communities that
Oh,
are
yeah.
coalescing around those?
Yep, yep, yep. I was a long time and still am a lover of silver and gold and precious metals. And I've always said, you can check my old videos that the crypto community and the silver and gold community, they share like 99.6% of the same beliefs, like why they're doing what they're doing. They don't believe in the fiat money system. They're
Right.
worried about the national debt, all that stuff. So yeah, there's massive similarities. There's a segment um, of maybe both of the communities that really they just don't agree on what they do, what action they take, what they do to protect themselves, right? Like
Yeah.
some diehard gold and silver people are like only gold and silver, period. And I was quite honestly pretty much in that camp, and I was softening a bit over the last year or so. And it does. I will say this: another thing that has surprised me is the level of interest in the crypto community in gold and silver.
Hmm.
That there seems to be a lot of people in crypto that
There's a
are open to
crossover.
hearing about. Yeah, good crossover. So some people have said that I can be a bridge. And I'd say, well, I'm not the bridge. I can be part of the bridge to kind of bridge that gap between precious metals and crypto. And I'll just do what I can. I mean, I love this has been just a crazy good experience for me with unicorn fart dust and just learning about, I learned after I created the token that there's only 999 million of them available, and that's all that will ever be available. So,
Yeah.
there's no dilution of unicorn fart dust. I can't be Jerome Powell and say, hey, you know what? I think I'll make another 100 million or anything like that, right? So I'll get Jerome out for you, Paul. I know you want to see him, so
Yeah.
I'll get Jerome out for you in a second. Sorry,
Well, the cool thing I think that a lot of people don't understand is the ability for a lot of these meme communities to really start to accelerate. And this is not
Mhm.
only something that's happening here in the United States, this is a global phenomenon that
Oh
we've
yeah,
started to see. And I think it's probably going to be a position where it starts to allow small startup companies and others, really move into maybe next generation funding. I was looking at a
yeah.
tweet you guys had. Explain to me what you're doing with the Honda.
Well, I'll make it quick. I received an email Sunday night, and they've asked me not to disclose who they are, but they're real
Okay.
people. They're awesome people. They are here in the United States, and they
Okay.
were like, I think they have a real successful business. They're part of it's not my community, it's our community, right? I
Yeah.
really didn't make this happen. But they were like, we are going to build we haven't decided on the official name yet, but for now we'll call it the Unicorn Fartmobile, which is a Honda Fit that's going to be made up to look like a unicorn with a big horn on it, an actual physical horn like a unicorn has. But then the actual horn, instead of going beep beep when I press it, it's going to let out like the most loud, the fart heard around the world, and maybe bubbles will come out the back, or like fog they use. So it's going to be something that I can maybe bring to college campuses or bring to
Uh-huh.
elementary schools, because to spread like a message. The community has been built on goodness, kindness. We have a lot of fun. If you want to laugh, go look at some of the memes these guys come up with. I've been put in every situation imaginable with AI. So what I'd like my vision for that is to bring it like maybe to elementary schools and talk to kids about, don't give up on your dreams. Don't,
Right.
and goodness and that. And it's just unbelievable what these people are doing. And the cool thing is, Paul, that, whatever the coin price is right now, 6
Hmm.
cents, if you want to be a part of the Duster community, you can spend as little as 6 cents, and then you
And
can
just jump right in. Yeah.
get your horn. Yeah.
I
Sorry.
like it. Well, first of all, it's good to see such a passion for it, because I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that people start to realize, when they kind of venture into crypto for the first time, they actually have control for the first time
Hmm.
in their life in many cases, and start to realize what financial freedom is. So I think this is
Yeah.
it's a big step in the right direction for you. Looking at this chart right here, this was something that I think a lot of people don't realize, and that is how people will raise money for projects and
Hmm.
companies
Hmm.
and development. Many of the markets that we've gone through in the past, if you look at this chart, traditional markets, there's kind of been this revenue and operational history,
Right.
compliance audits, licenses, institutional investment, multiple funding rounds, all this is typical if you're out there trying to raise money right now. And then this thing called an IPO. But now in the crypto markets, you get a smart contract deployment, which is what you did. You get
Okay.
in social capital formation, which is
Right.
building a community. And then you generate decentralized trading, which is the platform where your token can go out. And then bam, you've got value creation and distribution that starts to basically allow projects and communities to build something bigger. First of all, I know it's brand new, just a couple of weeks old for you. Have you started to think about some of the projects and maybe some of the initiatives that you're going to do in the future?
Uh, Maybe a little bit. I think what I feel is what you just described, that there's like massive potential for this. But right now, the way it feels like to me that like a little baby unicorn got dropped off at my front door.
Yeah.
And right now, Paul, I knew nothing about this. I did not have a
Right.
crypto wallet 16 days ago. Okay. So I'm overwhelmed. And I think the most important thing that I can do, right? We have a Twitter page. I do daily live streams, is stay in my lane. Sure, my mind thinks, oh, maybe someday I can open a unicorn fart dust amusement park, and people that own the coin get in for free, and everybody
I
else
love
has.
it.
But really, that's just my brain's always been that way. I'm a big thinker. What's so important right now for me, and what I owe to this community that made this happen, is to stay in my lane and keep doing what I'm doing, and be very smart and strategic about any moves that I make and how they would impact unicorn fart dust, because those people made this happen. I didn't make this happen. I take full responsibility. And I've said that from people like, why aren't you making as much gold and silver content? I'm like, because I had a baby, an unexpected baby, and I'm going
Yeah.
to take care of it. And because I want those people, they need to be treated the way that I would want to be treated. So look, I only own 0.65%, but to
Yeah.
me, that's my biggest single investment. And not just because of that, just because, real people all over the world, like you said, I'm getting stuff
Yeah.
from Japan, South Korea, Australia, are becoming part of this group and are putting their faith in me that I'll be honest, right? I'll have integrity, and that we'll enjoy some prosperity together. So for right now, I'm focused on that. Sure, there's a lot of exciting things, but I want to cultivate very, very, very carefully what we have here, because there are so many people. These people are doing incredible things in terms of the work that they're putting in. And, I think together, right, just focusing on this, we can go real, real far.
And if you look at what we're seeing now, that is kind of these cross-sectional capabilities of where memes can go, this is a good example for those of you watching right now. You've got the variations of the themes of most of the tokens that have been out there, then the cultural aspect. Internet memes would be where I think UFD falls, and then the whole idea around social media trends, et cetera. But the point is these cross verticals, AI, NFT, gaming, those are just some that we're most likely going to see a lot of meme tokens kind of go to the next level, or go as far as the AI agents, which is really where, meme tokens themselves kind of begin to take form. Here's Toshi over on Virtuals, just to give you an example. This is now, remember guys, this was a meme token out there on base, and now is on Virtuals, which is another project around AI, especially around AI agents, which I think will be a huge opportunity for even what you guys are doing over on UFD for sure. So kind of curious, do you have any Solana?
Yeah, right.
Do you own the token?
Well, I believe I do. I watched a 10-minute YouTube video 16 days ago about how to launch a meme coin on pump.fun. Part of that was I had to open a wallet, which I'd never had before. And I'll tell this story one more time. The YouTube video said, you're going to need your wallet. So I ran upstairs and grabbed my Boomer wallet and came down. I thought, how's this guy? What does he need my wallet for? But so, what did you ask me? Do I own Solana?
Yeah. Do you own Solana?
Yeah, I had to buy Solana. And then, Paul, the worst part was, which is a blessing in disguise financially for me, is when I was funding my wallet, I guess you would call it, the minimum amount that I could do was $100, because I'm a very frugal guy. If they'd let me just do 20 or 50, I would have done that. And then once I think I bought a half a Solana, if I remember. And then when Pump.Fun said, how much do you want to put into your coin? I was like, I don't know what I'm ever going to use the Solana thing for again. So I thought,
put it all.
Forget it. I'm going to put it all on the line, baby. And so I was talking to a guy last night who knows the I think it was through a thing called Moon something that I funded it. And he's like, I know the guy that owns that. And I said, well, tell him to raise his minimum deposit. So next time, I tell him it should have been $500 or something like that.
Okay. So Ron, when you look at the comparison of the new evolution of technology, you look at the gold community, the silver community, versus what we're doing over here on the crypto side, on the AI side. GPUs, in a sense, are kind of the new culture of value. For those watching right now, you've probably seen us cover the idea of GPUs versus the value of what gold, because the next evolution, we think, when it comes to technology, especially around blockchain, AI, much of that cloud compute as well as gaming, all those things are going to require GPUs. It's kind of like gold was in the early days when it was made into so many things, and it had such a utility. That's what the GPU theme is that I was getting at. So, because I think that's the thing, is as we see more of that, the value of that is going to be pretty huge. And if you look at tokenization of gold, this is already happening now. So again, blockchain to basically support tokenized gold, it's already over $1 billion in terms of market cap in tokenized gold. This could most likely continue to climb right here. How much do you think we'll see the gold community accept that kind of scenario? I mean, we've had Peter Schiff, which is one of the biggest gold bugs out there, on our show before. He's mentioned tokenized gold. What are your thoughts on tokenized gold?
Tokenized gold, and I want to say silver as well, right? Because to me, they're the same category. I think and again, you can check my videos from a year ago. What I like to call that asset-backed digital currencies, ABDC. And I think it's a great idea. And I think it's a way to get the silver and gold diehards. There's some people that say, I would never do that if I don't a common saying in the gold and silver community is, if I don't hold it, I don't own it, right? Like if I don't have it in my hand, and I would always say to those people, I would say, well, you can still stack your silver, you can still hold your silver and your gold in your hand, but if there's this other option that is backed by metal, and it's tokenized, and it's regulated, and it's audited, and
Yeah.
you know that the gold and silver are there, why wouldn't you want to do that so that you could go out to eat, or you could go grocery shopping, or pay your electric bill and use, if you're so caught up on backing everything? So yeah, I think there's a great opportunity there. I think it's and there's companies that are doing it.
Right.
I'm not an expert in that area, and a bunch of them had approached me to sponsor my channel back when I was just Mr. Gold and Silver, and I never ever got a real firm grip where I felt like one of them was one that I wanted to back, because I will only back things and only take sponsorships from companies that I either own stock in or that I do business with. And I hadn't gotten to a comfort level with it yet, but it's going to come. I think it's absolutely going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you look at some of the markets that are out there in terms of yield earning right now, you've got Meld Gold, which is, paying a small amount. Same thing with Meld Silver, paying like 0.46, yeah. But if you go in and do lending pools and apply this with things like stablecoins, it's a completely different payout here. We're talking about now like 20% APY or 25% APY. Let me kind of zoom in on that for you so you can see it. But that's a good example of what the market could go to at some point down the road. Do you think people in the gold industry would start to understand what's happening from a digital standpoint and a crypto side of things to where they would start to adopt it?
I think as technology evolves and the world evolves, I mean, you can't deny that things are becoming more electronic. And if a solution comes about that I think is like reliable and would work, regulated, however you want to say it, reliable, that people would be very, very open to it. Yes, I do.
Okay, before I jump over to my Fed question, I want to hit Coin Market Cap here, because this is MooDeng. This is another internet meme that popped off here in this meme cycle. We saw this, of course, elevate to around 300 million, and then its top after it crashed down to what was around 70, 80 million, which is really where kind of UFD is right now. And then it popped up here to its all-time high, which was setting at 668 million. So not very far away from your $1 billion target. Slipping down, kind of retested. And we have yet to really see what I think is going to be a meme gold rush yet. Most likely this could happen in 2025. What's the likelihood of you hitting $1 billion market cap? What do you think it is?
Well, my community has very lofty goals. So I was going to correct you and say we're going for billions.
Yeah.
It is where it is right now. We've only been at this for 2 weeks. And, we kind of the way I look at it. And of course, the price is very, very important, right? I mean, no doubt about it, right? Prosperity for everybody that buys a coin is what I want to see happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not giving financial advice, that whole thing. But I don't see any reason, with the unbelievable strength of this community. I think on like the social dominance score over the weekend, these people, these dusters in our community, we were like ranked 9th, and we were on the same. We were on the same top 10 with Bitcoin, I think Ethereum, and always is it Dogecoin? Doge. And so to think, and Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But Unicorn Fart Dust has 999 million coins. We like to call them beans in our community, but there's no more that will ever be made. And if more and more people, I mean, this community is growing like crazy, continue to buy and hold on. I mean, people are going to sell some, whatever, but that we get to a point where why can't Unicorn Fart Dust be as big as any other meme coin that's out there? I mean, is there anything stopping it? Is there anything?
No, to me, you're in the right spot.
Ahead,
you're in the right spot. You've got all the ingredients, which is mostly the meme culture itself, a very rabid, community, which starts to kind of centralize around.
Yeah.
Doge was this very same way. It had that kind of almost legendary status. So, and it of course is a multi-billion-dollar meme token. And of course, hey, listen, Elon loves to do things
Memes.
like this. So
That's what I said that the other day. I was like, people are like, well, what's a meme coin? Where's the value in it? And I've been wrestling and adjusting my perception of where the real value is. And then I thought about it. I'm like, the richest guy in the world
is
loves
he's
meme
a
coins.
yeah, he loves
He loves
memes,
meme
period.
coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Interesting
I'm like,
too is I don't know if you know much about Tesla, about the operations of Tesla, but they have this thing called Rainbow Road
no,
within the
I had no
Tesla.
idea.
Okay, so when
Oh,
you
really?
yeah, it's called Rainbow Road, and also within the Tesla, the Tesla cars is they have within the toy box the capability of making the car fart.
Oh, no, I didn't
So
know.
I'm telling you, this may end up being a Elon, meme before long. You never
Hey,
know. So
I tell you what, I'll tell you what, I have great admiration for Elon Musk. For a long, I've never owned Tesla stock. So I'm not saying that as an investor, but just what he has accomplished in his life. And I know I've heard people like, you know, hate on him. And I'm like, wait a minute, this guy like was instrumental in PayPal. He started a car company from
yeah.
nothing and made it into what it is. He has self-landing rockets. Like, if nothing else, this guy's done so much and he loves memes. So hey,
Yeah,
thumbs up.
that's
And
the main
people
thing. I
say,
think that's why the community loves him, at least the crypto
yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah.
Ron, what do you think is going to happen with the Fed here in 2025? How do you think Jerome Powell is going to handle this inflationary scenario we're in right now?
Well, gosh, you should have asked me that 2 weeks ago before my brain got jumbled with unicorn fart dust. But I think the Fed is in a position, when you look at the national debt, $36 trillion. When you look at the fact that we're spending $1 trillion a year on interest alone,
Yep.
which means that basically 20 cents out of every dollar that we send into our government is being paid out in interest. We're really getting almost nothing for it. Here, can I show you a visual real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Here's what I think. Okay, and I made this over a year ago, the day we got home from vacation. We aren't supposed to open it, Paul, but I'll open it just for you. Okay, says in that box is Jerome Powell. All right, and right on one side, I put it. This is from a year and a half ago. An
Okay.
R, right? Like we're in a what could be a
Recession.
tough recession, and on the other side we have an I, which is for inflation, right?
Okay.
Okay, and inside there, thanks to my old friend. Uh, Hold on a second.
It's
Gosh, I want to
toilet
say his name.
paper.
It's toilet paper, right? So, I mean, I think we can get real complicated. And look, I worked for what is now one of the big four accounting firms. I studied economics in Budapest, Hungary when I was in college. At Karl Marx University of all places for a semester. I understand all the complicated. At the end of the day, right? I think we're most likely going into a stagflationary environment.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing they're going to be able to do is print money. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other. You can
Another
get all
option.
you can get all complicated and pull up charts and look at all these different crazy. I could do that, and I always tried to keep things simple. But when you're in a situation where you have so much debt, okay, and
Yep.
and we really are in a almost a debt spiral situation. And the founding fathers of this country are angry, right? Because they put gold and silver in the U.S. Constitution for a reason, but that's long gone, right? In 71, look, 1971. I was 1 year old. My mom will attest because the TV was on, and when Nixon came on and said we're going off the gold standard, I like screamed for 4 hours. Okay, I was so angry, but I'm just joking. But when Nixon did that, I mean, we are in a situation now in this country where we're really dilution of the currency is the only solution. And I think that's why people are looking towards other assets like gold, silver, and crypto.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be the key there. I think as we start to see the new administration come in, if they do in fact get a strategic Bitcoin reserve, that will be
Yeah.
unique. What do you think about countries starting to acquire gold? Because there's been quite a bit of gold
Yeah.
acquisition from a lot of major countries outside of the United States.
Yeah, the central banks of the world for, gosh, probably like the last 2 to 3 years have been acquiring physical gold at a
Yeah.
rate like, I don't think like a rate like any other time in history. What I would say to that is very simple, basically, right? the world central banks are the insiders. They're the most sophisticated, right, financial institutions in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares what they say? Look at what they're doing.
They do,
If
yeah.
they are moving away from the U.S. dollar, which again, look, I have American flags. I'm born, it's a very unfortunate situation. But if they're moving away from the dollar, what does that tell you, right? And I'm not saying the dollar is going to be gone tomorrow, but we're definitely in a major cycle where every indication is either, if you look at it from a numbers perspective or what these world central banks are doing, that the real value of the dollar, right? Not the DXY index or, oh, look, the dollar's up. No, the real value. Like, ask yourself, how much would $100 buy you at the grocery store, 10 years ago? And then today, that same $100 bill, how much does it buy you?
Yeah.
I had a hilarious conversation, and this is worth, let me tell this because it's funny. If I can remember this, it's a funny joke. I had one of the Missouri representatives down here, and we were talking, and he said, yeah, one of my constituents is like 90 years old, and he keeps telling me he must be getting stronger and stronger because it's getting easier for him to carry $100 worth of groceries out of the grocery store every year. So, anyway, that's what I get. Yeah.
Hey, Ron, it's been good having you on the show. You guys check out his YouTube channel, Ron's Basement. He talks about gold, silver, and now you're going to have to put memes in there.
Yeah, right. Hey, give me a little time. It's been crazy. I just want to say thank you to you. Congratulations. I know you just recently hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yep, it's been a good run.
That's a big deal. That means that you are putting out quality content, right? There's only one way that happens. So thank you. And, it's been a big honor on behalf of myself and the whole Unicorn Fart Duster
Glad
community.
to have you guys.
Yeah.
All right. You and the Dusters. Thanks a lot, Ron, for stopping in. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
You bet. All right, you guys, if you're not tuned in to our channel right now, make sure it's just take some time and hit subscribe right now. It's one of the best things you'll do because I'm telling you, we're going to see a lot of content coming out in 2025 that I think it may put you in a position where it really starts to change your stars. So check it out. If you're not part of the Diamond Circle, get in on that. It's another great place, which is our own private club. And all you have to do is click the link down below. Catch me out there on X at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on Tech Path.